Coffee. Stressed. Coffee. Constipated. Coffee. Bad day. Coffee. Good day. Coffee. Unproductive. Coffee. Too much work. Coffee. No work. Still coffee. Cold. Coffee. Hot. Ice, ice, baby. But make it coffee.
What's your blood type? Probably C for coffee at this point.
I feel like coffee is everyone's liquid lifesaver. It is the Swiss Army knife in a cup. I never drink it, but I've noticed something intriguing. It's like coffee is the duct tape of drinks. It fixes everything, and no matter the question, coffee is the answer. So I'm sitting here wondering, why the heck am I not sipping on this magic potion like everyone else? But no, we're not hitting up Chamberlain Coffee or wherever you like to get your survival coffee powder. Who did you think I was? I like to make things complicated, so to understand this global obsession, I'm gonna make my own cup of coffee from scratch. Yes, folks, from the actual plant to my cup. We're going full barista meets farmer today. I'm pretty excited, but the neighbors' dogs are just losing their mind. I sometimes wonder how this whole coffee craze started. Who found it first? I mean, if you see a strawberry, it's like, oh, nice color, smells sweet, let's eat it. And bam, suddenly you're screaming, guys, I invented strawberries! But coffee, someone must have seen these berries and thought, ooh, interesting bush. I wonder if these are tasty? If it were me, I'd have tossed those nasty fellas then and there and walked away. But no, not this legend. They were determined. We can't eat it raw, but what if we peel it, dry it, roast it, grind it, brew it, and finally drink it? Talk about commitment. So who was this absolute champion of a person? Turns out it was an Ethiopian goat herder named Kaldi. Props to Kaldi, who somehow convinced the whole world that this dark, bitter liquid was the best thing since sliced bread. The OG influencer right there. Try it. Love it. I've noticed something funny over the years. Coffee cups are getting bigger and bigger. When I was a kid, a cup of coffee was this cute, tiny little thing. Fast forward to now, and it is practically a bucket. And listen, too much of a good thing can backfire, and coffee is no exception. 0 cups? Oh, you're snoozing through your day. 1 cup? Feeling fabulous. 2 cups? The cheaters kick in. 3+ cups? You're shaking, buzzing, and probably launching into orbit. Things get wild real fast, so let's not cross the line, okay? I'm feeling a bit strange.
Maybe you had too much coffee?
What? Water is healthy. Huh? I drink a lot of water. Filtered water. Filtered through coffee grinds.
Okay.
Plus, I eat salad every day. Bean salad. Coffee bean salad.
Right.
My precious. So yeah, I don't drink coffee. I don't think I've ever tasted the real thing, but I did have a couple of wannabe coffee encounters. Flashback to 20 years ago when I was a student. Yep, that's 20 years back. At that time, I occasionally had an instant cappuccino, preferably vanilla flavor. I thought it would help me crush the exam season. Spoiler alert, it didn't. All it gave me was a weird aftertaste and the dreaded coffee breath. Ew. Then about 5 years later, I was in Barcelona. It was autumn and social media was losing its mind over pumpkin spice latte. Naturally, I had to try it. I paid way too much for it and ta-da, it was 80% sugar. But the main thing I remember was an insane urge to pee. I was racing around Barcelona as a caffeinated hamster, desperately looking for a bathroom. And then there was the time in Stockholm. I was working at the bank and we had a business dinner with colleagues. The time was probably midnight when we stopped at the bar and everyone ordered Irish coffee. I didn't even know what that thing was, but I didn't want to stand out, so I was like,
yeah, I'll have that too.
Let me tell ya, this was me all night back at the hotel. After that, my on-again, off-again, totally turbulent relationship with coffee came to an end. For the past 10 years, I haven't touched the stuff. But now I'm thinking I should maybe give it another chance. I mean, a drink that can fix all your problems? Count me in. But here's the catch. No Irish, no pumpkin, no vanilla. I just want a normal, straightforward cup of coffee. Simple, right? Not these days, my friend. Finding one is like trying to spot a unicorn. Imagine our good old pal Kaldi, the OG who discovered coffee, strolling into a modern coffee shop. Hi. What can I get you?
Cup of
coffee, please. Which flavor? Coffee flavor. We offer hazelnut, cocoa, vanilla, caramel. Just a normal coffee, please. Sir, we have mochaccino, frappuccino, cappuccino, pappuccino. What coffee do you like? I like skinny oat latte with vanilla syrup, caramel drizzle, stevia, whipped cream, and sprinkles. Trust me, you don't like coffee. When I was a kid, like 30 years ago, a coffee menu looked pretty straightforward. We had coffee and we had coffee with milk. Not satisfied? Well, that's a you problem. But now a coffee menu is a novel all in itself. A full-on caffeinated saga out there. From blonde roast to unicorn latte, chaga mushroom coffee, and cold brew with a shot of oat milk, extra foam, and a side of fairy dust or whatever wild blend is trending now. So if I really want to try a regular, classic, the good old Caldi style cup of coffee, untouched by complexities of current trends, then I guess I'm gonna have to make it from scratch, huh? You can tell how unbothered I am by coffee when I say that I've been living here for over 2 years and had no idea that I've got a coffee tree chilling in my garden. I also have a banana and now I'm bragging. I saw this thing and I thought, what a lovely bush. Those berries though, they're probably poisonous. Better not touch them. But then I had some friends over and one of them goes, "Girl, you know you have coffee tree here, right?" And I was like, no way, you're joking. This is coffee. I plucked a berry, cracked it open, and whoa, coffee beans right there in my hand. Mind blown. But in my defense, how was I supposed to know this was a coffee tree? All I've ever seen of coffee is that dark set dust at the bottom of a cup. And this tree, it's basically throwing a Christmas party with the red ornaments and glossy finish. Honestly, they've got nothing in common. It's like relating a cockroach to a peacock. How ironic it is that a person who couldn't care less about coffee ends up with the most epic coffee tree in their backyard. And this thing is an overachiever, a coffee bean factory. It's so loaded with beans, it's practically bending over. Look, it's pretty much collapsing under its own weight. The more I say no thanks, the more it insists on showering me with coffee. You will fall over any minute from all the beans. We've tried propping it up, but no luck. It just keeps leaning. So fine, you win. I'll harvest your beans this year. Happy now? Jeez, talk about being pushy. The red ones are good to go, but I'm gonna let the green ones hang out on a tree a little longer. They need some extra sunbathing time. Oh, don't I just look like the Pinterest farm girl, like I'm about to sell this coffee in tiny artisanal jars? The cinematic vibe is on point. Perfect lighting, slow-mo shots. It's like a coffee picking commercial, but they cut out the part where I'm getting stabbed by a branch every 3 seconds and absolutely ravaged by mosquitoes. But I'll keep pretending, keep smiling, because it looks like I've got my life together. Spoiler, I don't. But look at these beans, all cute and innocent, vibing in my basket, totally clueless that I'm about to roast them alive and grind them into dust. Oh, hey guys, enjoy your last peaceful moments. Yikes, I went full-on villain here. Now it's time to pulp the cherries, coffee cherries that is. Honestly, I wish these were the normal ones, but shh, don't tell that to coffee tree. I appreciate you. All we gotta do is squeeze the fruit and the beans pop right out. It's like peeling off the skin and giving birth to coffee bean twins and sometimes triplets. This part is oddly satisfying, though it does take a while, but hey, giving birth isn't exactly a walk in the park, so I'll zip it and get back to squeezing. There's gonna be plenty of lost coffee twins here in the grass, but we're not gonna stress about it, okay? I hope the sound of my neighbor mowing the lawn isn't annoying for you, although it is annoying for me, so join the party. My hands are all sticky and I'm on bean number 12. Only 500 more to go. I'm basically a coffee midwife delivering beans one by one. They're looking at me like, thanks mom, you're welcome, I guess. Don't get too cozy, you're headed for a dark, roasted future. All the coffee beans have been born, so it's dry time, babes. Lay them out on a dry surface, preferably in the sun, and leave them there for 3 to 4 days. Half of the week doing nothing but sunbathing. Talk about being privileged. Although, what am I saying? I actually hate sunbathing. It's more like a torture. The beans need to dry out until the moisture level is around 9 to 13%. How do I measure that? I don't. I trust the process. Caldi didn't measure it either, so we're fine. And boy, what a process it is. Every sunny day the beans dry out nicely, but the nightfall they're sticky again. Daytime dry, nighttime sticky. Unless it's raining, then they're just sticky all the time. It's been a week of this bean sunbathing roller coaster, and my patience has officially checked out. Have we reached that magical 9 to 13 moisture level? Let me see. Yeah. I can smell we've hit the sweet spot, so we're moving on. Next step is to remove the parchment, that thin layer still hugging the coffee bean like a clingy friend. Very clingy friend, because let me tell ya, this is the most tedious part. Hours of peeling this sticky parchment and my fingers and nails hurt. Yeah. That's the thing. In fact, they are screaming. This step is exactly why I usually just ignore the beans altogether, let them fall to the ground and rot. It's too much. I'm wiped out, my fingers are sticky, my patience is fried. Coffee is supposed to energize you, but before that, it practically drags you through the mud before saving you. How ironic. Anyway, on top of that, I feel like I've been chased by a tiger, and by tiger, I mean rain. I can smell that it will start pouring any second, and if it does, I swear, I've been waiting 7 days for these guys to dry, and if Mother Nature decides to take a piece on them, I may lose it. If you ever wondered how much patience you actually have, try peeling coffee beans by hand. I'm practically begging for mercy. I've lost track of time, my fingertips are burning, and honestly, I feel like I'm peeling away my sanity along with each bean. It's getting existential. Just me, a mountain of beans, an endless loop of why am I doing this to myself? I'm about to start naming them just to keep myself entertained. This one is Bob. Bob is evil. He's been giving me a hard time for the last 3 minutes. Oh, we're doing artsy shots again. Lovely. Let's just ignore the fact that I'm slowly collapsing in the background. I've made it through. My fingers and nails barely holding on. But we're not gonna whine because we have these babies to roast. Throw the beans in a pan and start stirring like a mad scientist. Keep them moving so they roast evenly and don't burn. No slacking, do you understand? You'll see the color shift from greenish to golden brown to dark brown. Soon you'll hear them popping like popcorn. That's called the first crack stage. When do we get to second crack stage, you may ask? Never. It doesn't exist. At least Google says nothing about it.
So why is that original stage called the first crack stage instead of just a crack stage?
How am I supposed to know? Why do you always have to question everything I say? My pan is starting to burn, my arm will fall off, and I am sweating from all the heat, so I think it's time to decide that these beans are perfectly roasted. Pull them off the heat, let them cool down, and you might need to cool off as well from all the stirring. Guys, I just noticed it's already smelling like a coffee shop in here. And fun fact, even though I don't drink coffee, I do like the smell. So I kind of get why you all are obsessed. Sniffing these beans has me feeling unstoppable already. Alright, it's grind time. Luckily, I have this little machine that does all the work. Praise the coffee gods. Look at this pile of deliciously aromatic coffee dust. All that's left to do is brew a cup. But here's the thing, I have no idea how to do this properly. My family always used this coffee pot, which I don't have, so I'm gonna have to improvise. I'm totally winging it, but hey, it smells great, so I must be doing something right? Does this not look like a legit perfect coffee to you? As a newly minted coffee connoisseur, I'm genuinely shocked at how well I pulled this off. If Emma could smell this, she'd hired me as an official coffee bean whisperer for Chamberlain Coffee. Also, what have I told you about Mother Nature peeing on me at some point today? I feel like it's only right that I enjoy this cup of coffee in the company of my dear friend, the coffee tree. Can you believe that we went from a handful of raw beans to this steaming cup of freshly brewed goodness? I mean, I assume it must be good since you are losing your marbles for it. Let's see. Cheers. Suddenly I understand why people need vanilla, foam, stevia, 5 tablespoons of sugar, whipped cream, caramel drizzle, and sprinkles to make this thing drinkable. I think I'm gonna stay on team herbal teas, okay? So sorry, coffee lovers. But I promise that I'm gonna pick up all these beans and I'm gonna give them to people who I know will appreciate this homegrown organic coffee. They're just gonna have to peel it, dry it, roast it themselves, okay? If you wanna support me in creating these wild and wacky videos where I brave the caffeine jungle and beyond, check out my Patreon. Your support means the world, and together we will brew up even more adventures. And next time you sip on your morning brew, give a little nod to all the hard work that's behind it. Why do I keep drinking this? It's a bit addicting, right? Starting to love it.